Getting nicotinic acid from smoking to prevent the disease known as pellagra while away from the equator is like getting absorbic acid from limes or sauerkraut to prevent scurvy while out in the ocean. While in grade school, I was shown thermal images of a person smoking. The images showed that the outer extremities of a person would get cooler when a person smoked. And I was told that smoking was bad because it restricted blood flow. Since then, I've learned that this occurs when the digestive tract is turned on. Smoking triggers the digestive tract. Studies show that when animals find food and it triggers their digestive tract, a peptide is put out by the stomach which goes to the brain and enhances memory. Enhanced memory due to smoking would be another beneficial aspect of smoking. Because of man's disadvantage away from the equator, he discovered the many advantages of smoking. Like Moses going up and down in the mountains, the smoker, while smoking, restricts oxygen to his body. His body senses this, and to compensate for it, increases the amount of red blood cells in the blood. Compared to my twin that does not smoke, I, being a smoker, should have a boosted red blood cell count. Another blessing afforded me by keeping to the tradition of smoking. Why then are smokers being persecuted? Why are laws and law enforcement being used to prevent people from doing good under the pretense of caring for them?
And we need to deal with it now, effectively, not postpone till some genius down the road figures out what's actually causing it.
Scientists call this correlation, not causation.
I said, what were the side effects for using it? And he looked at me and he thought for a minute and he said, happiness. Perhaps cannabis is that.
Because the politicians, no matter what the recommendations they get from all of the experts, are prepared to do anything.
The next frontier on the anti-smoking campaign is outdoors.
Here's a little tidbit our government boys missed.
And that's where you are. The U.S. military officials in Iraq have been paying Iraqi newspaper editors to run stories that they give them.
Talk about it now. It really is quite an amazing thing, you know. When we recall that only a few months ago we were talking about the Bush administration paying people to give the right commentaries on the radio or to do television news reports on their education program, all paid for by the government. My God, it is as though they're saying, we say we were spreading democracy to Iraq. Well, we'll spread to them the idea of how you get good press.
The state governments that received huge cash settlements from U.S. tobacco companies developed a habit almost as addictive as smoking. In 1998, tobacco companies agreed to pay 35 states and the District of Columbia $206 billion on the representation that the money would be spent to care for those who've been hurt by smoking and on educational programs to prevent more people from harming themselves. Many states went further, adding new taxes on tobacco. The amount of money available to the states this year alone is $21.3 billion. But a study issued this week by groups that include the American Cancer, Heart, and Lung Association says the states have spent only a fraction of that money, $500 million, on caring for lung cancer and heart patients or anti-smoking campaigns. Michigan, Missouri, New Hampshire, South Carolina, Tennessee, and the District of Columbia have spent nothing on anti-smoking efforts. How have the states spent those billions? To cover deficits in their budgets on things like road construction, bridge repair, and other items they don't want to pay for by raising taxes.